I was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder just a few years ago. It came as a surprise to me, but not to pretty much anyone I've ever known. And here's the thing about getting a diagnosis later in life is that, like if you've seen a movie and you know the surprise ending, and then you go back and watch the movie later, all of the small details make sense. So I'm going to be cleaning my studio today, and I thought while I was cleaning, I might talk to you a little bit about how I manage my ADD as an artist, as a person, as a human who needs to get work done.
Hi, I'm Jarrett J. Krosoczka. I made a wish as a kid that I would someday become a professional cartoonist. I now have 45 books published, and along the way, they've won a few awards.
So I recently finished a pretty big deadline, and thing about when I'm in deadline mode, I everything else around me just falls by the wayside. It gets to be this messy, and then I just can't get anything done. The mess feels like it's overwhelming and consuming to me. And so while I have a lot of other art deadlines, writing deadlines that I have to do, if I don't take 10 minutes right now just to clean, I'll never get that work done. Another thing I've realized is I have to deal with the fact that sometimes when I have one appointment later in the day, even if that appointment is 3 hours or 4 hours away, I will hesitate to jump into something out of fear of being interrupted by that thing. For instance, I have to go pick up one of my kids, and so I only had 20 minutes here in the studio, and so I thought, well, I know I'm not going to get any writing done. So what can I achieve in that 20 minutes? What is something that I could actually do that will help me down the line? Well, that is to do some cleaning and do some organizing. I've also gained a better sense of when in the day my mind will be the most productive to get stuff done. For me, that might be early in the morning. So I try not to schedule any kind of meetings to happen before noon, because I know it's a pretty golden time. It's precious time that I need to protect. I know that between 12 and 3, I'll lag. Of course, I do have a very busy family life, so driving kids here and there, making dinner, doing the dishes, all of the sort of household chores need to be taken into consideration. But I also my mind does really well in the evening, but not at night. I used to be able to stay up all night and work, and I just can't do that anymore. My ADD kryptonite is social media. Because inevitably I'm going to see something that's going to get my brain connecting to something else. And it is such a risk for me to lose time. I don't want to say waste time, because I don't think social media is a total waste of time if used properly. So for instance, I would see a TikTok trend and I'd say, oh, I know how I can do that. I can make that video. And now suddenly I'm making a video instead of working on my art deadlines or writing deadlines. That's not the best use of my time in those moments. So I'm trying to restrict when I look at social media. I try to create a few days where I'm doing concentrated social media content creation and either scheduling posts or having a post ready to go. And I also am medicated. And when I remember to take my ADD meds every day, it really, really helps my brain and my mental well-being, because I'm also diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And when my ADD is going untreated, that escalates my anxiety and depression. It really exasperates those symptoms in me. Now, all that being said, ADD has served me really, really well in my lifetime, because I am a very quick problem solver. I see a challenge in front of me and my brain is firing on all cylinders, and I'm able to hyper focus. So I'm 45. I have 45 books published. And yes, I'm driven and I'm ambitious, but part of that is also ADD. Part of that is being neurodiverse, where I'm able to work on these different projects and go in on one and be really intense and go in on another and quickly go between these different projects, be it a picture book, a graphic novel for young people, or a graphic memoir for older readers. I also think that having a short attention span has helped me understand kids better. So for instance, when I am presenting at a school, I have these slides that are up behind me, and those slides go very quickly. Those slides tell a different part of the story than my words are. So that's engaging different parts of the brain. And I'm still constantly learning more and more about my brain and how it works and how attention deficit disorder intersects with my creativity. So for the longest time, I was resisting getting tested. I somehow thought that being treated for ADD would tamp down my creativity. But it's been quite the opposite. I mean, a huge problem that I have is time management. Like, for instance, earlier in this video, I think I said I was going to take 10 minutes aside to clean my studio. There's no way I'm going to be able to clean this space in just 10 minutes. And as I continue to learn more about my creativity and how my ADD intersects with my creativity and how I manage my time, how I improve on time management in order to get deadlines done, I'll continue to share them here on this vlog. And if there's ever a time that there's something in one of these videos that you want to know more about, please ask in the comments. I'd be so happy to hear from you, and I'd be happy to explore any of these topics a little bit more deeply. Thanks for watching. Oh, and I should add, I have to be very conscientious about my caffeine intake. Coffee in the morning, maybe another coffee, usually another coffee before noon, but more than two, and I'm toast, both mentally, physically, and I can't keep a steady hand. So food and drink intake is another key factor.